But let's address some earnings. We had the numbers of Symphony coming a while back. Stable set of numbers. If you look at the top line, the net sales this time around came in at about 180 crore, whereas the profits for the quarter came in at about 56 crore. Compared to 48 crore, which we got to see in the corresponding quarter. We are joined by Mr. Nrupesh Shah, who is the Executive Director at Symphony. Mr. Nrupesh, thanks very much for joining us. A good set of numbers coming in there from the company. December quarter, however, is not seasonally that great because of winters. Just take us through your quarterly performance.
Yeah. So 9 months as a whole, as such, Symphony has registered almost 25% top line growth and almost 29% bottom line growth. As far as this quarter was concerned, it was slightly subdued, lower than our expectation, the reason being demonetization. Till October, company was doing extremely well, but on account of demonetization, in the month of November, it was almost washed out. But in December, we bounced back, and December, not only vis-a-vis October, November, but even on YOY basis, there has been a decent growth. And coming to current quarter, in the month of January, it has been a robust growth. So keeping in line with our long-term guidance, we expect current quarter as well as year as a whole to register about 25 to 28% top line and bottom line growth. And more importantly, I think this is the first quarter when in single quarter Symphony crossed PAT in excess of 50 crore, and just 4 years before, year as a whole, Symphony's PAT was about 50 crore. So that is the journey which we have achieved so far.
Right. Going forward then, what's the outlook? Because clearly demonetization doesn't seem to have had much of an impact on your business, and like we were just saying, Q3 is not usually the best quarter for your company. So what's the kind of run rate that we can expect for Q4 as also going into FY18? What's the outlook?
So as I said, we expect good business and good growth in the current quarter, subject to weather god. And year as a whole, for medium term to long term, we have given a long term guidance of top line growth of about 20-25%, and so the bottom line growth. So it seems we should achieve it year as a whole, and hence in this quarter too.
Right, Mr. Shah, talk to us about your international operations as well, and I don't see any debt on your books. Also tell us if you have any kind of expansion plans, and would you be looking to raise any kind of debt in the near future?
So as far as international business is concerned, on a standalone basis in exports for the quarter and year as a whole, we have registered almost 40% growth. There is a good momentum. Not only that, we are sitting on sizable export orders. So even current quarter and next year seem to be a good quarter as far as exports are concerned, and by maintaining current level of margin. Coming to centralized air cooling, of course on a lower base, but in terms of the percentage, it is registering almost triple-digit percentage growth. And coming to cash on the book, of course, considering our business model and having asset-light and capital-light business model, most of our PAT is a free cash flow. And we are always open to any M&A, provided it makes valuation as well as business sense. But we will like to stick to our core competence, and that may be mainly for market access.
About M&A, could you tell us what kind of inorganic growth would you be looking at, and are you already in talks with any of the companies for M&A?
See, in the recent past, we acquired that Chinese company, GSK, purely air cooler company, and that was mainly for market access. And it has given us a huge market opportunity in China as well as export to overseas market from China. few years before we acquired a company in Mexico, and we have successfully turned it around. So for market access, I believe we mainly need some such opportunities in international business. As far as domestic market is concerned, we already have excellent market access, distribution network, and wide range of the products. And on and off, many M&A opportunities keep on coming, but nothing specific at this point of time.
On the raw material cost front, Mr. Shah, what's the outlook over there? Can we expect stable raw material costs in the quarters ahead, and operationally it shouldn't affect you too much?
Considering the pricing power of our products and brand, if at all there is any pressure of raw material or input costs, we should be easily in a position to pass it on. But so far, there has not been any need to resort to that.
Right. Mr. Shah, you had a bonus issue in the month of September. Are you planning to have any kind of stock split in order to increase retail participation in your stock?
So once board decides, certainly we will inform about that. But as of now, immediately there is nothing in annual.
Right, Mr. Shah, we'll leave it at that. Appreciate you joining us on the phone line today. That's the management of Symphony for you. A stable quarter coming in. They expect the run rate to continue going forward as well. Before we take that break, Mohit, just a quick chart check on a Symphony. It's down about 2% in trade today, but has been up about 15% for the year.
Well, broadly, Symphony has a positive chart structure. It's got really strong support areas around the 1200 to 1250 mark. Now, we've seen a breakout above those zones, and we even touched 1400. Nonetheless, if one's looking to hold from slightly, from a few quarters point of view, you could see even levels of 1600 on this in the coming few quarters. So one can buy it, have a deep stop around levels of 1250, and hopefully you'll see targets of 1550 to 1600 in the coming few quarters.
Right, let's slip into a very short break, come back with the big story of the day, the board tussle at Infosys. Is this going the Tata Mistry way? That's the question we'll put to Sandeep Bamza, Editor-in-Chief at the Financial Chronicle.